Hello, everybody. Hope all is well. The time is currently 12:02. I was 2 minutes late into 2025 to get this video recorded. 2025 is already going bad.
2026 is my year now. 2026 is my year.
Nope.
No, but this is gonna be like a more serious video. Not really comedic, but I just wanted to talk about my aspirations and my hopes for this channel in 2025 and truly just for the duration of this channel's lifetime. If I had to sum up all I want in one word with this channel, the word would be community. What I want with this is a genuine, true, large community. But in order to really assess that deeper, I think it requires me to go a little bit deeper into the past couple years of my life and how I arrived at this answer. I started content creation back in 2022 after a girl I had been dating for a while broke up with me. And, I got into like that really dark time, really sad and really angry at everything for a long time. And content creation was kind of like a way out for me. I would kind of post like those grungy, at the like gym videos, at the time, the whole like Sigma thing, Patrick Bateman, all those god awful memes. Those were like really big at the time. So I would kind of hop along the wave of those two. Content creation was it for me. It was my escape. And, so I started content creation back in 2022. And I thought that I would build my community through fitness and through like life advice and motivational quotes and all these things. And that didn't really work out. I got burnt out after a while because keeping yourself in that kind of mindset all the time, it's healthy as far as pushing yourself to like work harder, but you don't get to enjoy life when that kind of stuff is all you're thinking about. So, that wasn't it for me. Fast forward to 2023, I start, loosening up, and I'm finally getting over this breakup, which, it's not like prevalent in my story. The breakup isn't prevalent, but it's like kind of significant because that's the turning point for which everything happened. But 2023, I'm getting over this breakup, and life is finally starting to look better. And 2023, I think this is important to note, 2023, I think was like the best year of my life, like hands down, like better than 2024, 22. Like, I think truly, if I look at it for everything that it was, 2023 was probably one of the best years, if not the best year of my life. Like, I was truly, genuinely happy throughout the duration of 2023 from start to finish. And I think the large part of that was because I had that community, but it was just in a different form. In 2023, I was very active in my youth group at church. We had done quite literally everything that you could think of. I mean, we were at each other's houses. We were, traveling across the United States. We were traveling across the world. Like, we went to Hungary and got stuck in Paris for 2 days. And, we went to beach trips and, we did workouts together and all these things. I just had this great circle of friends around me at the moment, and I honestly couldn't have been happier. We had a podcast with two of my best friends, and I think 2023, when I look at it, it was quite literally the best moments of my life. But then, as 2023, started approaching that fall season, and college came up for our friend group, we started to kind of disband and go our own ways. And, like, we're still friends to this day. Like, none of us are like on bad terms. We still like kind of chat every once in a while, but like, we don't hang out, obviously. Some of us moved away, other of us are just like working, and, so we've just got our own things going on. That's life. But yeah, after, that whole thing happened, I was kind of just like isolated by myself, not for like anything that I did wrong or anything, but it's just because of who I am. Like, naturally, I'm a pretty socially awkward guy. It takes a little bit for me to like warm up to somebody, truly. And so, naturally, like going through school, I was just by myself. I didn't have any friends going through school. Still really don't, during school. I mean, I've gotten better with it this past year, but, I don't really have any friends at school or anything like that. And so a lot of my times I was just spending alone, still creating content, still like subconsciously, unconsciously looking for that community that I wanted the whole time. And again, at the time, I didn't know that this word community is really what I wanted, but I think it was something I always kind of subconsciously sought after and chased through different things, such as content creation. Closing out on 2023 and moving into 2024, 2024 is a relatively good year. I learned a lot about myself, but it was also a very mentally challenging year for me. There's a lot of like internal mental battles that I faced because of my constant isolation and because of, all these like negative headspaces I kept myself in. And I battled all those, by myself. I didn't really open up to anybody about that. So this is really, my first time like opening up about that in general. But, still subconsciously looking for a community, but just not knowing where to go for it. But eventually I stumbled across like the realm of acting and cinema, and I thought that was going to be my way to, make a living and do all these things. And I thought that's what I was passionate about. And I was wrong. It's not a passion. It's just something I think that's cool. At the time, I was like really obsessed with this one guy's videos. His name is Noah's Ark on Instagram, and he's not like a Hollywood actor, but he acts on Instagram, and like he was like the physical embodiment of like what I wanted to be. Like, he was just a cool guy, like you could tell he was multi-talented, like he just had that look. Like, you go to somebody and you look at them and you can just tell like, yeah, they've got main character vibes, and that's what I wanted. And so I'd spend months literally just constantly practicing my acting by myself. I'd set my camera up in random places. I'd have people come help me and record me and do all these things. Like, I would do all these things to practice acting, hoping that maybe one day, like, yeah, this would be it. This acting can be my outlet to getting a community. And again, the community word didn't appear to me at the time, but I just thought acting may be for me, but I was wrong. Yeah, I can act a little bit, but in order to do that, I was constantly putting myself in like negative headspaces so I could practice my acting, right? Like, if I was practicing acting as like a poverty-stricken man, whatever, like I would constantly act as if life is so hard because I was trying to act. I was trying to perfect my craft at acting. But eventually, pretending like I had those mental struggles, it's almost like they manifested their way like to reality. And so what used to be acting was more so me trying to fight and dabble between what's reality and what's just a mere figmentation of my imaginations and my aspirations. And so what mental struggles I tried to emulate, they started to really make their way in their appearances in my actual life. And so that was another hurdle I had to overcome. But eventually I stopped doing it, and I realized that it wasn't good for my mental health at all. And so I began to open up a little bit in school. I started to talk to my classmates a little bit more, and I started to get a little bit more socially active with people. And that was a barrier I had to climb, because for quite literally like over a year, I didn't talk to a single one of my classmates. We always were in the same place, but I neglected them not because I didn't like them, but because I just didn't see it fit to have a conversation with them. So now all of a sudden, new year, new me, and I wanted you be buddy buddy with him. It was a hurdle I had to come over, but I did it, and I slowly started to make acquaintances, at the very least. But fast forwarding to late 2024, aka a couple months ago in October, I went on an internship with a photo production company. I won't say their name because I don't want to make this sound like it's a bad review, but I went on an internship with a photo production company / studio / marketing agency, whatever you want to call it. And at face value, it sounds really cool, right? It sounds like, yeah, we're doing a lot. I got to take pictures of really cool sets, and I got to work on cool sets, and they had this huge warehouse where they have all their equipment and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's big, right? It was cool. But I was miserable there. I didn't enjoy that line of work. Every day, waking up and getting to work at 8, getting out at 5, going to the gym and go home, wake up at 8, or get to work at 8, get to work at 8, leave at 5, go to the gym, go home, go to bed, get to work at 8, 5, gym, bed. It was miserable. I hated it. And during that time of my internship, where we were getting 320 hours of work experience, I learned so much about what I want and do not want to do with my life. I realized that I'm not the kind of guy who can be so routine. I don't do well in a set routine. I like to be spontaneous. I like to kind of just go with the flow, and that's where I thrive, is just adapting and overcoming challenges along the way, instead of just sitting and knowing everything that's going to happen in the same environment every day. So that was a learning experience for me. But it was also quite scary, because I realized I'm not as passionate about at least this particular line of photography, because I'm in school for photography, I forgot to mention. I'm not as passionate about this specific line of photography as I thought. And, my whole career view started deconstructing, and I was just very confused. And to this day, I'm still a little bit on edge and a little bit fearful about careers, because it's not like I don't have any work ethic. It's just I don't want to be miserable where I work. I don't want to experience that misery of just doing the same thing every single day and hating what you do and just longing for the next break, the next bathroom break, the next walk down the hall to get out of the work environment, whatever. I don't want to have to long for those arbitrary, or sorry, that's not the word. I want to long for just those mundane things, right? If I don't figure it out, then I'm gonna have to. But ultimately, what that internship taught me was that I wanted a community more than anything else. And so that's why I started this channel. Obviously, I get comments about me thinking I'm Cory Kenshin and da-da-da.
Bro, it's not Cory Kenshin, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I see them. I choose to ignore them. But, I also kind of take it as a compliment too, because if you can't tell, Cory Kenshin is probably my biggest inspiration for starting a YouTube channel. Not just because of where he is now, but because of where he was when he was my age, right? I mean, he's kind of like me in a way, at least when he was my age. I'm not gonna say exactly to a T, but we started around the same age. We're kind of into the same things and yada yada yada. And so seeing him express his passions about YouTube from 10, 14 years ago, and looking at where he is now, it makes me hopeful that this is possible. I'm not naive enough to think that this is gonna blow up in a year, but I do have hope that maybe one day with this one video, I can gain traction and things can start moving, and then this can be something. What I want truly is just a community, and that's what I seek to attain on this channel, is just a community that knows me, likes my work, likes my videos, and pushes me to continue creating and have fun, but also people I can inspire and interact with. And that's really all I want, is just to have fun, but also have meaning and substance behind it, right? I mean, and I think that's truly the mission of Jesus Christ, is just to make disciples, yes, but also bring people together. The world is so divided, and I truly think Jesus Christ is the answer to that. And so if I can bring people together under him, I'm happy. But ultimately, what I want is just a community. And, as I spend my first moments of 2025 in front of the camera talking about this, maybe hopefully I can look back on this video a year from now. So January 1st, 2026, I can come back and watch this video, or you can come back and watch this video and see where I'm at. Hopefully, I'd hope this channel has at least grown a marginal amount by then, but who knows? Hopefully by 2026, I'll have a clearer vision of where I'm going. But for now, I wanted to just ask one thing of you, and that is just for your support. It's for free. I mean, I'm not charging you to do any of this. All I ask is, if you're here, just watch a couple videos, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, maybe share it to a friend that you think would like this kind of content that I put out aside from this video, and I say all these things like not just to like get viral and but it truly helps me bring my dream a little bit closer to fruition. With every subscriber, with every like, with every watch hour, I get a little bit closer to my dream of having that community. And so all I ask is just for your support and helping me with that. Yeah, hopefully this will be my last serious video for a little while, but like I said, I wanted to spend my first moments of 2025 being vulnerable. I didn't want to, spend it any other way. So this is where we're starting the year off at. And I think, as kind of like uncomfortable as this is, I think it's very healthy. And so I'm glad I'm doing this, putting this video out there, because I really don't want to. If I'm being honest, I don't want to put this video out because it is vulnerable. I know people that know me are gonna see it. I know that it's gonna be weird when people look at me and then they watch this video about everything that I'm rambling about and but I think if there's a dream, if there's a passion, if there's an aspiration, and there's something on the heart, I think one of the healthiest things you can do is put it out there. I'm not saying you have to go promote it like a madman, but putting it out there can truly help you bring that dream a little bit closer to fruition. So anyways, I think that's enough from here. Obviously, I know this was a serious video, but we got to end it off on a serious note. Well, not a serious note, but we got to end it off on the right note. Make sure you, if you enjoyed today's video, which you probably didn't, I'm gonna be honest. If you're still watching this, you're a real trooper, but half of y'all probably clicked off already. But if you're still watching this video and you enjoyed today's video, make sure you on that like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell on the subscribe button too. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell too, so every time I drop a video, you're the first one to see it. And I thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Without further ado, peace.